Hello everybody, Ragtag Sagvi here. Welcome to the next episode. In the last episode, we were doing stuff in Arkham. Still haven't figured out how to get that, but we'll deal with that at another time. Because simply put, I forgot to look it up. But in this episode, we're actually gonna go to the church today. Because today is gonna be about Calendar Man, as we wear the Batman Beyond skin for the start of this. Which, if you don't know, this skin is based on Terry McGinnis, the Batman that would replace Bruce Wayne in the future.
I know it.
And would even be trained by Bruce. Let me just check. Yep, I'm going the right way.
Strange ain't human. I almost pity Sharp for getting involved with him.
Do-do-do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Let's go pay AM a visit. Now this will involve me cutting a lot because I'm going to be changing my console's dates. Who's crazy enough to date this guy?
No way, man. Two-Face let him. It's a trick. The boss has got a plan.
Was the plan to have Batman kick him around the room and leave him hanging over the acid tank?
Must have been. Look, we just need to sit tight in here. When Two-Face comes back, he'll have a plan and we can take this place back for ourselves.
The Bat's here!
How the hell did you notice me up here? You guys don't normally look up. I mean, I gotta make sure that the Riddler guy is the last one standing. I'm surprised they suddenly like, the Batman's here. It's like, how did you spot me? You guys don't normally look up.
This'll be easy, fat freak! We are gonna hurt you!
Break your legs and interrogate.
Do you realize how many bones you've got left for me to break?
Oh God, please don't hurt me. I'll tell you what I know.
Yeah. First off, I was surprised there were people in here. Secondly, how the fuck did they see me from up there? Crazy enough to date this guy. I think the riddle is actually Calendar Man.
April, June, and September.
Now that I think about it, because
Of 28
to date
is
this
but one.
guy,
All the rest are 31.
I mean, obscured. I'm looking right at him.
Year comes and stays. Every 4 years, got it right. And 28 is 29. What happened, Batman? Did someone cut out your heart for St. Valentine? St. Valentine, St. Valentine, give me your heart this February. What happened, Batman? Did someone cut out your heart for St. Valentine?
I thought he was supposed to have something. I'll check to see if that's what he's supposed to say, but yeah. If it is what he's supposed to say, I'll come back in here to get the actual dialogue, but yeah, time to start cutting and start seeing what he has to say.
September, April, June.
So, I'll see you after the cut. Okay, so in between this, I actually looked it up. For some reason, Calendar Man did not give me the Valentine's Day dialogue, despite it being Valentine's
30
Day.
days have
So I had to change my year to 2011 to guarantee that this works. So I guess it
of 20
has a...
is but
They never
one.
updated to
All the
keep track
rest
of
are 31.
2024's dates.
Leap year comes.
Yeah, because here we go. Now all the dates are listed. So I
4
guess there
years.
is a limit of where the dates
And
can go.
28 is 29.
So if you don't see these marked on your calendar, you might want to go into your system settings, go into offline mode if you're playing Xbox, and then, yeah, change your dates to these. I presume this is updated properly in the Switch version, but yeah, in Return to Arkham, you actually do need to change your dates back.
Saint Valentine, give me your...
Oh my fucking god, Calendar Man, please give me your dialogue!
What happened, Batman? Did someone cut out your heart for Saint Valentine?
Cutting to making it work.
Of 28 is but one. Valentine's Day. Hearts and flowers. The perfect occasion to smother my new love with tokens of affection. I chose a dozen red roses, an assortment of truffles, and a darling little lacy thing. Excuse me. I didn't mean to be so intimate. You might say I'd overdone it. And in truth, at that point, my love and I had not actually met. Ever the romantic, I followed her to her apartment. Loudly proclaiming my love, I drowned out her screams of protest. Sadly, it was not to be. So instead of smothering her with gifts, I simply smothered her.
Okay, so finally got this to trigger. It turns out, if you are playing, this is based on the American date system. So if you are, say, in a country like
30
Australia, like
days
me,
has
you
November,
have to come here the day
April, June,
after the
and
date
September of 20.
to get his dialogue, because he's going by the American date system.
Of course, leap year.
So, for example, when Valentine's Day is normally the 14th,
4
you need to come here on the
got it
15th
right.
if you're
And
on the
28.
other side of the world. That's a day ahead. Annoying, I know, but time for the next date. Going forward in time, we are now at a brand new date.
30 days.
Let's see what story Calendar Man has as for today.
June, and November.
Hey,
All the rest have
let's
been
hear what he has
won.
to talk about
Except
St. Patrick's Day.
March 17th, the day set aside for St. Patrick, the holy man who drove the snakes from Ireland. Interesting thing about snake venom, Batman. Some are green, just like the dye used to make green beer. That made it all the easier when I hosted that St. Patty's Day party for my old gang. As you remember, one of my henchmen tried to tip you off. I wasn't sure which one had done it, so I decided to punish them all. 1 dose of green mamba venom into the beer keg, and they were soon rotting under the shamrocks. So I guess that makes you responsible for their deaths, too. I'll drink to that.
There's a St. Patrick Day story. Also, you will know if you've done a date because the calendar here will be scribbled off, letting you know that you've done that month's respective holiday.
Days hath September, April,
So with that,
November,
let's move on to the next holiday, shall we?
except for February alone.
Happy April Fools, everybody. It's April Fools. Let's see what Calendar Man has to say.
30 days hath September, April, June, and November. Well, 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 Batman. You listened well. You appear to understand the importance of dates, don't you? Let me tell you about this day of fools. I remember clearly that I watched her for days, waiting for the perfect moment. It was cold that March. It felt like spring would never come. They drank coffee and she confessed her life lacked surprises. For 6 more days, I watched. April 1st, 5:22 a.m. I finished cutting through the brake lines of her car. From the camera I placed on her dash, I saw her panic. My only regret? She couldn't hear me yell, "Surprise."
Well, that is really messed up. So that is April Fool's story, so let's go to another date and see what he has to say. Happy Mother's Day, everybody. Let's see what Calendar Man has to say about Mother's Day.
September, April, June, and M was for the murderous look she gave me. O meant only she was weak and old. T is for her terror as she fought me. H is for her heart that I now hold. E is for her eyes swiftly dimming. R means rot, and soon rotting she will be. Put them all together, they spell mother, a word that means a corpse to me. Happy Mother's Day, Mommy.
Yeah, that is messed up. He killed his own mother on Mother's Day. Yikes. Well, let's go to another date, shall we? Hello. Hey, after a constant interruption, it's Father's Day. So let's see what Calendar Man has to say about Father's Day. If he killed his mother on Mother's Day, you could probably guess what he did on Father's Day.
Everyone, except I wasn't real close to my dad. And after my first internment at Arkham, he never spoke at all. Seems he wrote me off as a wacko, a loser. So, after I was released, I wanted to clear the air between us. Next Father's Day, I dropped by his place and suggested we go fishing. You ever go fishing with your pop? Well, it's some fun, let me tell you. The two of us out on the water, pulling in one whopper after another. Of course, I was doing the actual pulling. Dad was baiting the hooks. You know, with a finger, a foot, an eye. Whatever I had left of him. Even today, whenever I eat a nice piece of fish, I feel closer to my dear old dad.
Yikes. Well, anyway, on to the next date, shall we? Hope you're feeling very patriotic, because it's the 4th of July. Let's see what he has to say about Independence Day.
April, June, and November. Explosives planted at every exit and beneath this cell itself. What better way to celebrate Independence Day? My independence, of course, from Arkham. Unfortunately, I decided to be clever about it and had a calendar sent to police headquarters with the month of July ripped out. You figured it out right away and arrived just as the fireworks were starting. You stopped me from escaping, but not before the fire swept through the intensive care ward. But then, what's the 4th of July without a barbecue?
Yeah, so he tried to escape using explosives on the 4th of July. Well, let's see what his next story is on the next date. See you next holiday. I have nothing to say about this holiday because this holiday is August 16th, which is Feast Day St. Roach. I have no idea what this holiday is. I think this is more of an American holiday. If somebody can please tell me what the heck this holiday is about, I would greatly appreciate it.
To which we... Do you remember that wonderfully hellish August, Batman? Packs of mad dogs swarming the furnace-hot streets, savaging everyone in their path. One bite, and humans were reduced to crazed animals themselves. Good times. Though Crane provided me with the hydrophobia formula, I had the presence of mind to release the hounds on August 16th, the feast day of St. Roach, patron saint of dogs. An obscure date, I know, but I couldn't imagine a better way to celebrate the dog days of summer.
That's his story. We're running out of dates. It's time for September. So let's go and see what he has to say about the month of September, shall we?
30 days has November.
Hope you're having a fine Labor Day. Let's see what Calendar Man has to say for Labor Day.
Days have September, April, June, and November. Early September. Kids headed back to school, leaves starting to turn, and best of all, Labor Day. Like the year I posed as a construction laborer and drove a bulldozer through the gold exchange. Or the year I referenced the labors of Hercules and released lions, bulls, and wild boars upon Gotham. Better than a circus. Even you have to admit last Labor Day was my most inspired. Laying siege to that hospital maternity ward? You labored mightily yourself that day. Saved every one of them. Well, there's always next year.
That's one heck of a Labor Day. Anyway, it's time we go to the next holiday. So, let's see what our next holiday story is. Hope you're having a very scary and spooky Halloween. Let's see what Calendar Man has to say on the day of Halloween.
September, April, June, and November. Boo! Funny thing, Halloween in Arkham. It seems redundant here. Within these walls, the monsters are on display year-round. Of course, there was that one year Joker led a breakout on All Hallows Eve. What a wonderful night. Costumed revelers innocently partying alongside killers and fiends. Of course, the real screams came when it was time to unmask. Trick or treat.
Definitely sounds a bit spooky. We have about 3 months left to go. Oh, so let's head to the next month, shall we? Hope you're having a very good Thanksgiving and a lot of great food. Let's see what Calendar Man has to say about Thanksgiving.
April, June, and September. You know, I always feel a little lonesome in November. I think that's because even the worst of us enjoy a good old-fashioned family Thanksgiving. I know I did a few years back when I dropped in unannounced on Turkey Day. All those surprised faces around the table. Mom and Dad could hardly believe it. Mind you, I don't know whose mom and dad they were. I was on the run and needed a place to lay low. That family, whoever they were, could certainly cook. Stuffing and gravy and pumpkin pie to die for. Unfortunately, they did. Like I said, always feel lonesome in November.
After killing a family, let's see what he did on the next holiday, which would be Christmas. Merry Christmas, everybody. Hope you're having a wonderful Christmas. Let's see what kind of killing Calendar Man did on Christmas Day.
April, June, and November. Ebenezer Scrooge was a saint compared to old Judge Harkness. Remember him, Batman? Gotham's hanging judge, they called him. Even though the state had ruled me insane, Harkness swore he'd send me to the gallows. So you see, it was all a simple act of self-preservation. I could hardly be held responsible for strangling that street corner Santa Claus for his suit. I needed the disguise to sneak into the judge's Christmas Eve party. Harkness thought it was all in fun, until Saint Nick caught him around the neck with a string of Christmas lights. The cops found him later, hanging from the elaborate light display of his own roof. Judgy almost looked like a cartoon himself, alongside the comical reindeer, elves, and snowmen. I call that murder my Christmas special.
So he killed Santa. Now, before we do the final date, there is a few things. There's one thing I want to show off, and there's also a very special date that you can miss out on if you're doing this. So, let's first do the one thing I want to show.
Catwoman now.
So, we time travel back in time to the beginning of Arkham City. There is actually something I did miss, which I wasn't even aware existed. Over here, you're going to notice a large group of criminals on your detective vision. If you come over here...
Tell us where Wayne went. I don't know. Please, if I knew, I'd tell you. Pity. You could have saved yourself a big world of pain. No, please. Oh, God. Someone help me. Don't cry, Fish. You just need to learn. We won't kill you. That would be too easy.
You're lucky we found you first. How do you think things would have gone down if Penguin got his hands on you? Yeah. Or Joker. Or one of the others. We're doing you a favor. You may want to thank us.
So yeah, if you come over here, you can find Jack Ryder being attacked.
Didn't need to go down this.
He, I believe, is only here while Catwoman is captured by Two-Face, so any other time he will not be here. Now, saving him here isn't going to change anything later on. Like, it's not like he dies. You do see him later in the story. In one of his side quests. But I believe saving here would change a dialogue. But again, I did not know. I didn't even know Jack Ryder was even here. Oh, come on. Why didn't you do the special takedown?
This place is insane. Man, I even saw Bruce Wayne in here earlier. Poor guy's probably dead by now. The name's Ryder. Jack Ryder.
The TV reporter?
Yeah. You a fan?
No. What are you doing here?
You tell me. I was doing a piece on Strange. I mean, look around you. Does this seem like a good idea to you?
What did you find out?
The official line is he's been out of the country, studying some kind of radical psychiatric therapy technique. I did some digging and found a guy who claims Strange caused his breakdown. Seems that after the professor cured him, he couldn't even remember his name. I wasn't so sure, but I saw some poor guy get dragged off when I was being processed. Strange was picking his victims personally.
Arkham City is a dangerous place. I suggest you keep a low profile.
You may have a point. I'll lay low, see what's going on down here.
So yeah, you can save Jack Ryder. Again, this doesn't affect anything. You can just continue on without saving him, and it isn't a part of an achievement. It's that I had no idea this little event existed. I only found out about it when I was looking up something else. So yeah, you can save Jack Ryder. Now to go back to Counterman to a very special date. Alright, we're here on a very special date, which been a while since I've wear the regular Arkham Batsuit, which you can see how torn up it gets at this point in the game. But if you go down to Counterman, and if you set your system date to this very specific date, 8. You're probably gonna have to set it a day after, like me, because I imagine it's based on the American date. If you see Calendar Man on December 13th, 2004, he has this to say.
Well, well, well. And on today of all days, do you remember my early work? Flawed, but it showed promise. Just like you. As your skills improved, I perfected mine. Starting with seasons and moving through the weeks, I became stronger. My work more elaborate. Days were the secret, Batman, and the end of days is coming. I was there at your beginning, and I will be there at your end.
So you get this very special dialogue, which is an Easter egg. If you're wondering why you need to set your console to this specific date, especially to set the year to 2004, it is the day that Rockstar was founded. So that's why the date is very special, and that story Calendar Man tells you is a message from the developers, which its meaning comes to fruition in Arkham Knight. So yeah, cool little thing that it took a while for people to decipher and figure out. But let's go back to his final holiday, shall we? Happy New Year, everybody! Let's see what Calendar Man did on New Year's. Let's see what his final holiday is like.
April, June, and New Year's Day. Should old acquaintance be forgot and all that? I made sure she wouldn't forget me that day, didn't I, Batman? It was the first New Year's party I'd been invited to in a long time. But then I wasn't really invited, was I? The restraining order saw to that. Still, she and I had been close, or so I believed. And a new year means a new start. I admit, stepping into a crowded ballroom with a flamethrower was a bit dramatic. But what better way to melt the ice at a party? Perhaps she should have taken that cup of kindness from me when I first offered.
And that is his final story. I forget if the achievement is supposed to pop now or if it pops the next time you see him. We've seen all of his stories.
30 days has November.
Yeah, I think it pops the next time we see him, so
of 20.
let's go to a random day. Let's go to current time and see what he's up to. So now that we're back in the present, let's go see what Calendar Man is up to. His calendar's all crossed out and you'll notice he's gone. And there's a body just left hanging there. So yeah, Calendar Man made his escape and killed a Two-Face thug, I presume, that came down here to check on him. But he's loose, and I'm surprised the Storyteller achievement didn't pop. I thought Return to Arkham still had that achievement, unless that was removed. I'll have to double check, but you're supposed to get an achievement. But anyway, that said, we are done with this episode. We've heard all of Calendar Man's stories, and in the next episode, we'll go back around and explore Arkham, perhaps do one of the other side quests. Maybe go after Saz, try to get his final phone call. Maybe try to look for Deadshot, or find out who the identity thief is. There's a few things we can do. So if you enjoyed this episode, do like the videos, it helps tremendously. Subscribe if you haven't already. Leave a comment down below on your thoughts on this episode, and share the video so that more people can discover my content and help the channel grow. And I'll see you all next time. Later.